up, YouTube? We're back with another episode of What the Hell Am I Doing? We're back with another episode this week of Spicy Sports Betting. There is no punishment. Killed it again last week. What can I say, guys? I'm amazing when it comes to sports picking. Sometimes I bomb terribly, and you get to witness something great. But last week I was correct. Rose's streak was just too good. He ended that fight quickly, actually. And it was a great win for him and a solid knockout. And, Mayweather was Mayweather. He played with his food the entire fight. There was no official winner because it was an exhibition. But statistically, Mayweather dominated the fight. He landed pretty much half of everything he threw. And Logan Paul was only able to land about, I think, 10%. Most of his punches, and I think 13% of his power shots or something like that. So, Mayweather was, amazing for a guy that didn't really train for the fight. It really is unbelievable to see a guy stand there and throw as hard as he can at him. And, 44 years old, he's still, even though the guy wasn't an experienced boxer, he was still able to stand there and just duck and dive through everything. Even when he got run down at the end of the first round, nothing landed. It's crazy. Mayweather's a real defensive talent, and like I said, and I didn't say this saying first, it's actually Randy Gordon, who's a boxing analyst. He said he's the best of his era, and I agree with Randy Gordon. I think Muhammad Ali might be the best of all time, but Floyd Mayweather is definitely the best of his era, and maybe the best defensive boxer of all time. So that's that. No punishment. So this week, instead, we're going to do some picks for UFC 263, and I think I'm going to have two new reviews to do for you guys now. So one I'm excited about, and one I've been hyping for 5 months. But I'm definitely going to release reviews on different nights, like maybe Sundays or Fridays or something. That'll be the night I release other types of videos, I suppose, since there's going to be so much sports betting going on Saturday nights. But yeah, there's two new reviews that are going to be coming, and I think you'll really like the one that I'm going to be doing maybe first now. We'll see. But for now, we're going to do some picks for UFC 263, because that's tonight, and I need to get this online so my picks are up in time. I like to have this up by 7:30 p.m., if I can. Some days I'm pushing it to have it up, and I don't even think it's in HD quality by that time. But yeah, I want this up in time, so let's get to the point. I'm going to pick 3 fights tonight. 3. I'm going to throw in a bonus fight for you guys, because last week was an exhibition that really didn't have a winner. And, hey, why not? You guys like to see the torture, and I'm going to bring it for you. So the bonus fight will be tonight's fight between Demian Maia and Belal Muhammad. I think this is going to be an interesting fight. Muhammad's got some good wrestling. He's got good hands. Demian Maia is a legend of the sport. He's a legendary Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighter. He doesn't have great hands. There was moments in his career where his hands looked a little better than others. But overall, he was most respected for his ability to wrestle and dominate with jiu-jitsu. And Maia, he's one of those top-tier jiu-jitsu guys. He's legendary in that respect. He's been in the game for a long time. I think he's 44 or 45 now. He's old, but he's always been competitive and relevant because of his abilities. Now, in the last couple of years, he has started to slow down, and after his last real title run, he's just doing these kind of fights now. But Maia is still a legend, a guy that a lot of people respect, and he's very dangerous, and this is a winnable fight for him. I'm not sure that he's going to win the fight, but it's a winnable fight. And if Demian Maia pulls this one out with a submission or a rear naked choke or some kind of a, compromising position that leads to a tap out, it wouldn't surprise me at all, because the guy is that dangerous. Jiu-jitsu is that, dangerous. And if you're not prepared for that level of jiu-jitsu, he can catch anything and put you into a bad spot. So keep that in mind. But I think Belal is stronger. I think he's more youthful. I think his wrestling is going to negate a lot. And I think he should win this fight. He's, by design, should win this fight. And I think, in reality, with the skill set he has and, his age and everything, he's in his prime. This is a winnable fight for Belal Muhammad, and he should be able to take out Demian Maia. I won't be surprised if Demian pulls off surprise. but I'm picking Belal Muhammad, and I'll bet one square of the Chili Cherry Nightmare on Belal Muhammad winning this fight. Next, we're going to go on to Leon Edwards versus Nate Diaz. This is a big fight. I think that Diaz gets a lot of hype because of who he is and the way he fights. But ultimately, when it comes down to big title fights and fighting top tier ranked guys, that's where he tends to fall short. Now he's getting up there in age. He's 36. He's only had a couple fights in the last few years. He picks and chooses who he fights, and sometimes it goes well for him, sometimes it doesn't. The last fight did not go well for him, and I'm not sure how this one's going to go. Leon Edwards is a pretty good boxer. He's got good hands. I think that, I think Edwards should win the fight. I mean, he's the ranked guy. Nate Diaz isn't even ranked. Edwards should win the fight. That being said, Diaz can make guys crumble, and if you can't put him away, his chin is good. If you can't put him away and he keeps peppering away at you, Diaz could steal the fight or put you into a bad spot and even win the fight. He can take you down. He can choke. He's got jiu-jitsu too. His jiu-jitsu skills are pretty good. He's a black belt from Hoist Gracie's, or is it Hoist Gracie? No, well, anyways, he's Gracie trained, and Diaz could win the fight. But that being said, in this position, traditionally he has not won, and I believe that Leon Edwards has the better skill set. I think he has more pop to his hands, and I think that he could do similar damage to Diaz that Masvidal did if this turns out to be a stand-up fight. I think I'm going to pick Leon Edwards. I'm going to bet one square of the Chili Cherry Nightmare on Leon Edwards to win this fight. I'm not sure it's going to be a stoppage, but I think he's going to win it by decision for sure. So Edwards will get a vote of the Chili Cherry Nightmare for me. And then we're going to talk about the main event here. Adesanya is coming back after losing at light heavyweight. That was his first MMA loss, so it's going to be interesting how that affects him. Will he come back better prepared? Will he come back a better rounded fighter because he learned from his mistakes? Will that ultimately make him a better fighter? Sometimes when you lose, you come back better. Some guys don't, but real champs do. I think Adesanya is real champ material. We saw what he did to Paulo Costa. He destroyed him. He made him look like a chump. And even though he fell short against Jan Blachowicz, I think that Adesanya has got the skill set and the determination to improve upon that skill set because he wants to be one of the greatest. And I think that losing a fight like that can ultimately make him a better middleweight because whatever his weaknesses were in that fight were exposed for middleweight too. And I think that Adesanya will make adjustments from that fight, and you'll see them tonight. Vettori is a good fighter. He's already lost to Adesanya once. If he comes back with the same game plan, I don't think it's going to work. It didn't work the first time around, and I'm not sure he's had enough time between that fight and this fight to really improve enough to beat a guy like Adesanya. That being said, anything can happen in the fight game. Adesanya could come back over-prepared. He could come back gun-shy. He could come back different because he lost. But I think Adesanya is a real champ, and I think he's going to improve greatly from what we saw last fight. And I think he's going to come back a little more determined. I think he's going to come back a lot better. And I think you're going to see Adesanya come out and win convincingly tonight. And I will bet some of that death shot that I show in my thumbnail there. I'll bet the death shot, I think they're death shot challenge death shots, which are 33 Reapers in that little jar, that little container. I'll bet quarter dropper of that on Adesanya winning the fight tonight. All right, well, there we go. We've got our UFC 263 picks in. Let's see what happens with the fights tonight. Maybe you'll see me do a triple punishment next week. Maybe you'll see me do nothing. But I promise you now, there's 2 reviews that are coming out, so I'm going to have to put them out on different nights so I can keep doing this. Quick shout out to all the new people that Ernie Hatmaker sent over. Thank you, Ernie. That was a great shout out you did for me last weekend. I really appreciate that. That was quite a thorough review and showing of my channel. So if you guys don't know Ernie, she's been in my live chats before when I've done the lives, which I will do again. Go over to Ernie Hatmaker's channel, subscribe, check it out. And thank you, Ernie. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate all the new people that came over and said hello. I hope I can keep you all entertained, and I hope you can bring some friends over too. But in the meantime, subscribe. Check out last week's video where I picked the fights correctly. And check out this random video here. And tune into UFC 263 tonight to see if I'm doing 1, 2, or 3 punishments next week. And we'll see you then.